Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Boston Concessions. I am your host, Topher. It still feels like a little bit to the fact, like, we haven't been here. And yeah, with the start of like a lot of things that I've basically been going through, um, life has its way of basically curveball. Um, and the one thing I did want to talk about, like way beforehand, and this is important. Um, Muy importante, if you actually want to break it down like a little bit. Um, the incident with Jaron Duran last week, time and time again. Um, I'll basically say it um, as a me thing. And this is kind of like where, kind of, well, I actually set this up here and I should have actually set this up beforehand. Um, if you heard me, I'm so sorry. That wasn't my intention. Um, but mental health with anybody is probably one of the most utmost important things to a man's health, woman's health, whatever you animal, mineral, vegetable, one of those things. When someone tells somebody to unalive themselves, it's not a pleasant scenario. It's also not something that anybody should actually say. Like, okay, yeah, you've seen the movies. Oh, God damn it, I wish you were dead. That's a little bit different. You're in the moment. It's one of those things. But if you're sitting at a game like, hey, buddy, kill yourself. And I should have given like a little bit of head warning to the fact that that is what I'm going to talk about for a little bit. Um, I myself suffer from mental illness. I have ADHD. I have a little bit of PTSD. I go through a couple mood swings here or there that do not make me for a bad human being. Don't get me wrong. I love ripping up Boston sports. I love ripping up and down to when someone goes and does something wrong. But me, like anybody else, we are human beings. We're meant to, I guess, be excellent to each other. I mean, that's the most of what I could think of, like right in that moment. It's not like I wrote this down and I'm like, ooh, look at my notes. Oh, this is coming directly from me. Like I've got my notes about the show and everything. They're right over here. This is pure me. I'm not reading from a cue. Not reading from notations. What does it say? Nothing. But this is truly me. And the thing, like, when stuff like this happens, one of the things that breaks you down is how petty can we be? And especially with Jaron Duran's been through a lot. There's no reason for someone to tell him that. And there's no reason for anybody to say that to anyone. Here's the part that I said to somebody, and this is where like it sticks to me. What happens if they said that? And the Red Sox woke up in the morning, got ready for the game to go to the stadium, and Jaron did it. Do you realize how immense that would be? I don't wish that on anyone. I don't want anybody to wish it on anyone. But that's a heavy moniker to think about. Because that is you making that choice for that person, and that person making that choice where you know what they suffer from. Personally, for me, if you hate the show, Cool. If you like the show, great. Wonderful. Hit the follow button. If for whatever reason you just feel to the fact that I just suck, cool. Tell me. But never tell me that. Never come in or say that to anybody. And if you do hear somebody say it, stick up for them. We're humans in our right mind. We're able to make mistakes. But the better part of it is we're here to support each other and try to pick each other up. Except if you're the Bruins, then it's a different story. Just show love. That's it. That's all. I wasn't just coming on to say that, but we do have a lot to talk about. Going through the motions of everything. I mean, hell, Red Sox suck. The Bruins suck. Mike Vrabel getting sucked. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. And that's a heavy moniker right there. Vrabel, Arizona. I'm gonna break into that really quick because normally I save Patriots for last because it's one of those heartwarming features, And every time I look at a sports page, like one of the things, AJ Brown. Oh, is he a Patriot yet? No? Then shut up. Who cares? You know how long you can tell them the Patriots? That's all I have. Look, if it happens, it happens. Cool, great. AJ Brown and the Patriots. Oh my God. I don't care. I really don't. You want to know why? Because if AJ Brown does not come to the Patriots, you know how much sleep I'm going to lose? 0. Hey, if AJ Brown does come to the Patriots, you know how much sleep I get to have? The same amount. The fact is, when you look at how many people actually want AJ Brown on the Patriots, does it really make a lick of difference? No. Okay? Are they packing the wide receiver wing for Drake May? Oh, yes. Are they now talking about possibly trading Kayshon Boutte and possibly picking up Kyle Pitts from Atlanta? Okay. Do I like the Kyle Pitts idea? Absolutely. Why? You need someone to fill in for Austin Hooper. That's your mandatory. So you can either get him out of the draft, you can get him anywhere, he's not sitting in the back alley somewhere, man, you got some stuff. No, you're not going to find your secondary tight end hanging out in a back alley, pitching rock. It's not happening. However, the one thing you do have to look at is it is true that Hunter Henry is getting a little older. He's starting to break down a bit. Not that he's not effective. I'm not saying that at all. Careful, fans. Please read into this. My God. But it does come down to the play. You do need a backup tight end. What happens if Hunter Henry goes down? Who's your man in? What happens if something happens to a wide receiver and you can actually use a tight end in order to balance that equation, especially in tougher matches where size and also strength can make a big lick of difference when you're throwing the ball to a receiver? That sounded completely naughty, and I'm completely okay with it. But yes, we do have to look at the fact that you do need a secondary tight end. It's even worse. Why? Hunter Henry may need some rest. You need a secondary guy. You also need somebody who's going to be able to handle a tough situation, especially when you need someone to block. And yes, the Tight ends are perfect for those moments. Oh man, if this was around Valentine's Day, woof. So yes, am I open to the idea of Kyle Pitts? Yes. Just do me a favor. Land AJ Brown first. If you're gonna pull in AJ Brown, great. Take him in, warm them up, get him ready. Okay, because Vrabel's going on sabbatical for like a couple days. That's fine. Let him go. Let him relax. Let him get it out of his system. You know, that's going to happen. And somebody did ask me, and this was tonight. It was a big ordeal. What do I think about the whole damn thing? I don't give a fuck. Okay, there's two ways I really look at it. Did Mike Vrabel go and get his dick wet? Yep. Was he married? Yep. What the fuck does it have to do with football? Notice how I'm emphasizing with the F's. I never say them. Or right now I'm playing them. Why? There's a reason. Because again, what does it have to do with football? Okay. Was a reporter for The Athletic. Congratulations. I don't give a shit. Okay. She did some online stuff for ESPN. She did like stuff for here. She did stuff for here. Listen, if she's going to do Vogue Cosmo show up on OnlyFans, great. Give me the link. Let's see it. If it's $5, $10, if it's free of charge, cool. Let's promote it. But do I care? No. Does it affect football? No. Is it a man's private life that someone decided to bring full circle with a woman's private life? And because they're celebrity, we got to give 2 iotas. I ain't even given 1 iota. I ain't even given a half an iota. Here it is. Ain't giving it. Why? What the fuck cares? Okay? This is not in any which way patriots of our lives. No, I don't care. I never care. Why? It's not to the fact that I don't care about those people. I don't care because is Diana Boobies, whatever her name is, on the field? No. Mike Vrabel on the field? Well, kind of. Does he play? Not anymore. So what? You guys are talking about a scandal that can move mountains. No, it can't. First off, Robert Kraft got a rub and tug. Okay? That was actually brought up tonight, and I actually laughed my ass off because I haven't heard about that in a while. So I was like, oh, the Kraft rub. People still said the same thing. So what? Robert Kraft, walk into a massage parlor. Gotta house your father. Who the hell cares? People have needs. People have wants. People have desires. Okay? People reporting about this. Do me a favor. If you saw, what is it, Diana Purcell? I really don't know the woman's name. I don't give 2 craps. But if you saw her in a bar sitting there, okay, looking as delicious as they come, you wouldn't walk up to her and try to buy her a drink, knowing to the fact she's full married, knowing to the fact she's an ESPN reporter, knowing to the fact of anything else? Yeah, you would. You know it, everybody else knows it, and the fact that Mike Vrabel got his dinky stinky, that's where you guys throw up a whole hiss fit because, oh, well, Mike Vrabel brought the Patriots to the Super Bowl. They lost, but now all of a sudden we're finding out that he can throw his dinky and stuff. Why don't you just ask for the porn? Serious. Okay? Whoever was also taking the photos, walk up to them and show them value. Okay? You know the pictures you did get? Softcore bullshit. You basically got Mike Vrabel with the chick, and that's it. Was there any kissing? Was there any canoodling? Was there coitus? Did you snap a photo of coitus interruptus? No. No. No, 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 no. You didn't have a picture like you were taking photos of The Sims where it said, look, you're having woo-hoo. Was it blocked out? No. Nobody cares. People will talk about this and then they don't care. You know why? Is Vrabel going to come back to the freaking Patriots? Yes. Are you guys making a mountain out of a molehill? Yes. Are you talking negative about one thing that who cares? Yes. Are you going to continue? Oh, yes. You know what I'm not going to do? Not going to continue. If anybody brings it up in the chat, brings it up on Spotify or anywhere you get your podcasts and you listen to the show, okay, I'm going to ignore your comment because I do not care about the Mike Vrabel conspiracy baloney headhunt stuff. I don't. So I'm mentioning it now and then I'm ending it. Why? Because I don't care. Okay? If a man and a woman want to have relations, great. If the consequences aren't even with you people. They're not with the media. You know who the bigger consequences are? There's children involved, you morons. Okay? There's a husband and a wife with their other husband and their other wife. And that's more involved than what the fuck anybody thinks about what you think about this whole scandal. My thoughts directly. Did Mike Vrabel screw up? Yep. Has anybody shown me P and the G? No. I don't want to see it. And if it's out there, I don't care. But you know, it's still the same point. You've shown me what are basically softcore photos of this person with the other person. And there's nothing. There's some hand holding. There was, whoever the photographer was, first off, dude, you suck. Okay? If that's the best you got to share with the world, oh my, you need an education, sir. That was horrible. Why? Hello? No naked time. No socks off. The most brotherly, sisterly hug in the planet where it looked so uncomfortable. But you notice how it also kind of looks staged? Like, come here. Oh. If that's what you take a photo of, and that's what you're passing off as, they did it. I'd look at you and be like, you're a moron. Move along, please, sir. And don't bother me about it. That's what I'm looking at. The most stupidest picture in the world of someone hugging someone like they're hugging their brother, hugging their sister, hugging not their significant other, not someone they've been fucking since 2000. No. Nothing. That's where my point comes into it. By the way, the Patriots drafted outside linebacker Caleb Lomu from Utah. Outside linebacker. You know what everybody's looking at? Hey, Will Campbell, your days are numbered. Will Campbell ain't moving, dude. Own it. Understand it. We got another outside linebacker. He'll take over from Morgan Moses. Great. That man's going to retire in like 30 seconds. The bottom line is the Patriots are going to be fine. Mike Vrabel is going to be back. Whenever the heck A.J. Brown wants to come in and be A.J. Brown, they're going to come in and be A.J. Brown. Great. I'm happy for them. Kick it off, baby. Let's see what happens. Oh, what piece of crap do I want to go into next? This is probably the easier piece of crap. Why do I say that? Because game 2 of the Celtics playoffs, you know, I understand that the Celtics are still going to win the series. And no, there wasn't going to be an easy target for, the 76ers to walk in. And yes, it also wasn't going to be an easy time for the Celtics either. But when you have a blowout win in game 1, where you basically threw the 76ers out the door, and that's what your expectation was, and that's what you were going into with game 2, you kind of left your stuff at the other door. Okay? Jaylen Brown carried you with 36 points. Everybody else went down the pipeline. Jason Tatum decided to show up halfway through the whole thing with only 19 to show. And the worst part about it is this was in Celtics territory. This was in the building. Okay? You're going to Philly. Congrats. It's a Friday, 7 p.m. game. What do you have to do in order to fix this situation? Very easy. VJ Edgecombe, which is a first rookie to drop 30 points, 10 rebounds in the playoffs since Tim Duncan, 1998. You know what that means? Focus on the man. It could have been a one and done. It could have been a one-day pony. It could be a two-day pony. You have a lot of things to work on. Philadelphia is not supposed to be your work-on type. This is supposed to be take it in 5, pitch it in 6, don't let it get to 7. If they take Philly to 7 games, I'm now worried. Do they think it's going to go that far? I actually said 5 or 6. There's probably going to be a couple squeakers that Philly's going to let in. That's fine. Nobody is perfect. If so, Marcus Sturm would look like a champion right now. But yes, the Celtics do need to tighten up on defense. They have to show exactly who they are, play the hardest defense they can imaginable, and above all else, hold the team from scoring what you need. This is the biggest thing. You have to get past this round. Okay? Philly wanted this. This is we want Boston. Well, you got them. Now we're going into your house where we play pretty good on the road. Am I a little worried? No. Did Jason Tatum not have a full game? No. Not everybody can be perfect. Some people are going to have a rough start. Some people are also not going to be on their game, and they're going to have moments where, like, hey, game 1, I was on fire. Game 2, I laid an egg, man. Game 3 is open-ended. That's what this Celtics team needs to do. Be very open-ended. Go into the game. Make sure it's going to stick out. It's going to make for what it is. Make it for happy time. Make it for sauna time. Make it for whatever kind of time you want it to be. But above all else, play the hard way you know how to play. You were doing really good with ball control. Get back to that. Okay? Missoula ball will take heed in certain ways. You got open threes, bomb them. You got a right mind to like actually kick off to somebody else to shoot a three, do it. You've got a guy rushing into the middle part of the paint just to dunk, let him have it. This year was actually a lot better in the paint, plus also moving the ball. And you had so much transition ball. It was fantastic. Get back to that. Because you, as the team, with Jaylen Brown, right now Jason Tatum, when you move the ball, you make the whole world go round. Get back to that point. The 76ers are not going to play around. They're here because they want tough. They don't want to look like the weak yards. They don't want to look like the weak people that like, hey, we asked for Boston. Now here it is. No. They're here to grind it out. Grind with them. Dunk on them. Three ball them. Don't free ball them. But make it worth their while. This is what they asked for. They wanted to come in your house and cause a stir. Guess what? Game 2, they did exactly that. They had their rookie go to town on you. And then one of your main guys doesn't even show up. But everything else just basically falls into play. No, pick yourself up, get yourself back up there, and get yourself on the roll. That's what you need. It's clear as day. The Celtics, I have a feeling, will be fine. Like I said, I have a feeling it's going to be Boston in 5, maybe even 6, but it wasn't going to be a 4-0 run. People that give me the, I think I talked about this in the last podcast. People that give me the Red Sox are going to go 140 something and 0. 162. Yeah. 162 and 0. Oh, yeah. The Celtics are going to be 4-0 in the first round of the playoffs. Get bent. Okay? If they do show up and they play a game, great, cool, grand. But show some realisticness. I get it. You want to be we're going to be the guy. I just want them to win games. That's it. Simple, easy, effective. Like Newport. Little, yellow, different. It's not hard. Win games. Win games, go forward. Lose games, go home. You want to talk about losing games? Let's talk about losing games. These dipshits. I'm going to be very frank. I'm going to be very honest. I've been telling everybody all week. So before anybody goes to, oh, this guy's bullshit. This guy's talking out his rectal cavity. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the Bruins. He doesn't know anything. He sucks. Oh, the Bruins, huh? Watch WrestleMania. And I think that after that, I watched Game 1. And the Bruins were up. And my friend messages me. He's like, oh, the Bruins are winning. Great game. Great game. And I said, yeah. But it's not the third period yet. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, Give a shot for the third period. See what happens. See how it goes. He's like, well, you always been worried about the Sabres. Like, what's the big deal? The Sabres are quick. The Sabres are agile. Sabres are young. They are a very good team. I don't care what you say or how you say it. They have the talent. And they have the construction in order to make or break someone in the playoffs. And it just happened that they drew Boston the first round. Now, I don't mean to cause a stir. I don't mean to cause a ruckus, but Boston at the end part of the season was basically a nonchalant no show up for me. And if so, a lot of teams kind of didn't show up themselves either. So now you got Boston in the playoffs as the main wild card. That's basically how they got in, the skin of their teeth. And when you look at Boston, are they built perfectly for offense? Oh, yeah. Are they built perfectly for defense? No. Are they built perfectly goalie-wise? I'd say so. Even with the fact of Korpisalo and Swayman, both of them have their right panache and their right technological satire that they pitch in for when they are in net. And I say satire because sometimes they make a dramatization about the whole damn thing, still win the game. Do they have to? No. Do they do it? Yeah. Here's the other big aspect to go to. When I was watching the game and it turned into the third quarter, or the third period, sorry, get my games right. My friend did ask me, like, oh, well, who do you have in the series? I was like, been saying it since the beginning, and I'll say it since they drew them for the first round. I have Sabres in 6. Do I want to sit here and say that? No. Am I being realistic about the whole damn thing? Yeah. Why am I going to sit there and like actually pigeonhole it? I'm not. Do I think the Sabres have a little bit more within the grind that is going to be everything and a half going forward? Because the regular season is the regular season. Right now we're in the playoffs. And the Sabres had a monumental pitch for the end of their season. They're hungry. And also, I'll break it in here. When you have your coach come out and state that, I'll even look it up to make sure I'm quoting it right. When Marco Sturm says he's hungry enough to beat the Sabres in the first round, who says that? Who? Why? Where? If I'm the Sabres, I'm playing that every game. I'm showing them the tenacity of what that is. Here, you're going to show up. You want to know the best part about it? Look at this. Look at what this guy said about you. The Bruins are hungry enough to beat the Sabres. You're not hungry. Again, if you were hungry, you would have made a playoff spot, not a wild card spot. If you were hungry, you'd play better defense and you'd play a full 60 minutes instead of 45 minutes and 12 seconds and then blow the game from there. And I'm not talking about just the playoff first game. I'm talking in general. The Bruins have a statistic where they're monumentally large to blow the lead in the end of the second, beginning of the third, or even just the third period itself. And just knocking on wood, it's not Swayman. I literally can say when Swayman is on point, he's doing everything he literally can in order to make what it is. Is he the perfect goaltender? No. Is he young and making it? Yeah. But he's been monumental in the playoffs. And say it in the first game, say it in the second game, say it right now, even in this game. The third. You take Jeremy Swayman away from any of this, you're 0-3. The Bruins looked lost a little bit in game one. They were not finishing. They were not doing certain aspects. They were basically dried out. Cashed, I'd say. Which is why the third period breakdown happened right in front of all of us. They didn't have it. Or they didn't want it. Or like Marco Sturm said, they weren't hungry enough at that time because they would have blown out the Sabres, called it a day with a 2-0 lead, maybe giving them 2-1, and that was it. In the time frame of me and my friend talking, one of the things I said was, this is the third period. The Sabres are young, talented, fast, agile, and not someone I want to mess with. And then goal 1. And then 2. 3. And the open net. The curse point is not so much of a curse, but it's how you portray it. The Bruins don't have that to portray. The Sabres are basically going to go out on a limb and light it up. But you have to have proper goaltending, and you have to show defense. To anybody saying a goalie can go 60 minutes and show you his muster, when goalies have it on, they will show shutout after shutout as much as they can. But even their bodies can't go 60 minutes every single game. It's why they stop. It's why they look around. It's why they understand what's happening. And then make the changes they need to make in order to, hey, I want to work to hold this lead and do everything I can. However, I can't do it by myself. I need defense. I need strategy. I need someone holding the line. I need someone to get those rebounds out. I need someone to stop turning over the puck. I need someone who's going to show me that you can work with me. Ring a bell? There's a man who's retired who was a capital T, 2 U's, 2 K's. And people used to say, what? Oh, Tuca sucks. The same thing is happening to Swayman that happened to Rask. everybody is dropping their strengths, but they're also not focusing on them because they're letting any Tom, Dick, and flyby boy come in and score. They're leaving their goalie high and dry, and they're not showing any remorse for it. You want to lose a game? Sure. You want to go down 3-1? Sure. Grab another game. Show my point to the fact that you want the Sabres to win this series. Show me that I think Marco Sturm is a piece of trash for saying to the fact that the Bruins are that hungry, but then get out of the first round. He better make the first round, like the second round, because that comment is literally going to eat him up, especially for me. You don't, in any which way, shape, or form, talk about another team when you yourself have not even gone past what you needed to do in order to hold and maintain the playoffs. You had a hope for a wild card, and then hope everybody around you failed. That's not getting in the playoffs. That's scraping by. And now what are you doing with it? You're down 2 games. How do you show for that? You don't. How do you carry for that? You don't. You got to get up off your ass and play. And play hard, you have to. Because again, you're basically going to fall on your face, flat on your face. And the only thing that it's going to do is put you down another game. And it's great that you made the playoffs this year. It's great. But you got a lot of free agents. And a lot of those men are going to walk. Because Sweeney isn't paying them. He's not going to open the checkbook, okay, in order to sign this guy, do this, get this guy. No. Because even Sean Crowley, who I think, like, if anything, was making about $2 million. You think he's going to make $2 million next year? No. He's probably going to want 3, 2.5. He's going to up his price. Think the Bruins are going to pay it? No. Oh, Sean Crowley? No, we can let him off. Granted, he hasn't made monumental strides. Like people say, oh, yeah, we get Sean Crowley back. Cool. What's he doing for you? Oh, stuff. Glad you know what he's doing. I picked the Sabres in 6. Because if anybody's hungry to win a playoff game, you saw it in game 1. The minute the first goal went in, you drew blood. And they weren't stopping. They couldn't stop. Because they want it so badly. And you can tell now. Game 1. The momentum was there. They needed to harness it. And they did. Game 2. Yes, the Bruins had a great game. But don't think to the fact that the Sabres didn't either. And then game 3. Oof. Yeah, the Bruins went up 1. And then after that, the Sabres scored. And then they did it again. And then an empty netter. These guys are fast. You can't, in any which way, shape, or form, try to outsmart them. Because they are a young team and they're going to use that spontaneity to their advantage. And it's going to hurt. You need to score. You need to get up in the points. And you need to protect your goalie. You want to show how hungry you are? That's what you do. Get 2 goals, protect Swayman. Not hard. It's actually goalie trivial 101. Get your goalie some goals, show them to the fact that they're up there, and then after that, carry them where they need to be. That's it. It's the simplest thing in the world. But you know what makes it harder? Execution. And I'm not talking about Bret Hart being the excellence of execution, because if that be the case, if he was on the Bruins, defense would be executed. And he'd be winning a championship. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Because your defense needs to protect your goalie. Your goalie is going to do everything he can to make this series 100% where it's, oh my God. But you need to show up and basically support your goalie. If you're not going to, well, you're going home. And if you go home, that's all on you. That's my flavor of it. I'm sticking with it. But then again, the flavors of everything else. Ew. 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 By the way, look at this. Ew. You know what makes me right now, looking at the Boston Red Sox logo and knowing what type of team like I'm looking at right now gives me the ick. Is that what the kids say? The ick. Like, I thought the food I had earlier today was the ick. It was bad enough, like I left it on the table and I was disgusted with it. Even the French fries gives me the ick. And now I'm looking at this logo. It's making me want to vomit. 9-15. 9-15. I'll say it as flat as I can. Okay? The fact that they're 9-15 with them having a hitting problem, Jackie Bradley Jr. must be their hitting coach. Because they're showing struggle beyond belief. You can't get any more than what you're looking at with the Sox. The second worst record in the American League. Swept by the Yankees. Thursday night was a 4-2 loss. And what more with them? The offense, it ranks 26th in runs scored and dead last in home runs. 13 home runs in 24 games. Thank God for Peyton Tolley. Sonny Gray, the first injury. I expected it to be Ranger Suarez, but it was Sonny Gray. Goes down with an injury. What happens? Peyton Tolley gets called up. Bam. Do me a favor. You get this 23-year-old up here now, and he pitches like that against the Yankees. Okay? Where's his stat line? Struck out 11 batters over 6 innings. 1 run. For an injured guy. It's pretty damn good. Why is he not up here again? Oh, yeah, he had a couple bad, spring trainings. If you're pitching like that, you're not going back downstairs. There is no reason you need to be downstairs. You need to be upstairs. You need to be pitching here. There is no, and I mean no reason that you need to be anywhere other than maybe in the bullpen, maybe a sixth starter. But to go back to the Red Sox offense, so the Red Sox offense is their biggest liability. Okay? And to look at the notes, Jordan Alvarez matched the total of how many home runs that the Red Sox have just by himself. Boston ranks 14th out of 15 American League teams for total runs scored. Sonny Bachet is a stone cold 316. It's the lowest in baseball. They rank 30th in ISO power. The team cannot score more than 3 runs in 12 of their 25 games. Your key offensive leaders, Weiler Abreu, is leading the team with a 281 average and 3 home runs. Wilson Contreras on base percentage is a 392 and a team high of 4 home runs. Roman Anthony has 1 home run and a bad back and a noodle arm. Okay? If Roman Anthony and Mike Vrabel got together, they would be canoodling. I like that. But the problem, when I look at it in full, is this a player issue? Is this a manager issue? Is it a GM issue? Last time we were on, I asked a question. Alex Cora, John Henry, a couple people from the team, or Craig Breslow. Who would you get rid of? First person on my mind is getting rid of Alex Cora. Look, I'll make this very easy for everybody, and I'll make it very simple with how I feel about it. You have a young, fresh team. They are ripe, they are good for the picking, and they are good to get a good start and a growth spurt. You saw it last year. You should see it this year. But maybe, just maybe, and this, hear me out, that Alex Cora is not vibing with certain ones of these players. And it could be for multiple reasons. Is he not doing his job right? Is he not doing things that he needs to get done? That could be a stepping stone of what you need to look at. So do you need to look at maybe a young and up-and-coming coach? Yes. Do you need to look at somebody who needs maybe not the ego that Cora has? And if anybody wants to challenge me on this and you want to tell me he doesn't have an ego, dude, stop slap yourself in the face, get some help. And then once you do that, go look at his press conferences. This man is all about him in every way while adding some of his guys to the fray. He can't take accountability. He can't take understanding that he sucks. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. He just sucks. A good manager is working with his team and especially his batting coaches to make sure these guys can get better hits. Don't even get a hit. Get a fucking walk. Make something of yourself. Get down the field. Do something right. Do something wrong. Make it interesting. Make someone want to watch you. Because you're not showing what you are from last year. You actually might be. You actually might be. Stats from 2025 Red Sox versus 2026 Red Sox. So I did this last year between 2024 and 2025. And there were a lot of comparisons between 2024 and 2025 that you just basically made everything what it could be. And I'm already seeing monumental differences. You had an 89-win season last year. Through the first 25 games, you were 15-10. So you showed positive. You're 9-16. Wow. Team home runs was 28. You're now at 14. Team average was 264. Still better than Jackie Bradley because your average is 24th in the major leagues with 226. Runs scored was 132. This year, you're 92nd. You're almost last in the league. Your team ERA is actually one of the top 5 in the major leagues. Last year, 462. This year's a 351. But here's the heavier part. Your run differential. You were plus 14 last year. You're negative 18 right now. And if anybody wants to say that Alex Bregman and Rafael Devers added that fearless middle, where's the babyface assassin now? 2 home runs, 226. He's not adding to that total. Team home runs, you go from 14 to 16 adding him. And who knows who you take away. So now you got to subtract that. So you may be back to where you are. What's Bregman doing? I think 1 home run or no home runs, and he's still batting trash? Can't make this up. You gave up pieces to make things better, offensively and defensively. Did you acquire Roman Anthony to get him from the minors to the current team? Yes. Did you do it with Marcelo Meyer? Yes. Is he healthy right now? Did you do the same for Roman Anthony? Yes. Does he have a weakness? Noodles. Okay, let me give you a talker point. Okay, in 2025, the Red Sox could win a 9-7 slugfest. In 2026, if they don't throw a shutout, they're basically blanked out. They've already lost 4 games this month in which their starter has allowed 1 or fewer runs. So it's not pitching, and you know where it is, and you know where to work with it. Okay? This is what you have to look at between everything. Who's hitting? Who's not? What can you work with? What can't you? Here's a big, big, big thing I'm going to put in. May, June. Alex Cora is gone. Here's where I make it official here, though. Do we see Alex Cora taking the walk? Or do we see A.J. Brown in a Patriots uniform? Because that's what I want you guys to think about. Because there's going to be one huge aspect that you're going to have to review. And that is probably going to be the biggest one available. Who is going to be the better of? Are the Red Sox going to turn around and let the season get better of it? And then the Patriots get A.J. Brown? Or are they going to let their manager go, try to find someone new, and then get A.J. Brown? Either which way, I'm happy with A.J. Brown. I just want the Red Sox to do something right. Because it looks like they're walking on eggshells, and it's driving me mad. But with that, we're going to make our exit. I'm keeping it a short podcast today because I've got a lot to figure out. I'm going to try to be back on Sunday. We're going to see like what happens and where like everything rides off. To the Red Sox, get better. To the Bruins, stay strong, work it through. I don't care if I tell you Sabres in 6, still show love for the Bruins. So this way, if they go to Game 7, faith in it. Reality, Sabres in 6. As far as anything going with the Bruins, play your defense. Play your strong man. Use your strong hand. You need to get it done. I have faith in you in so many ways. Celtics, blow them out of the building again. You're in Philly. Sign of brotherly love. The place to get it. The way to go. Make it happen. And to the Patriots, if you're going to let Mike Vrabel back in, just wrap it up. And this is Boston Concessions. We're an SSBN podcast. Do me a favor. Go find Steven Scott. Why? I'm going to tell you why really quick. If I type in Steve Scott, Jr., by the way, he is on Twitter. He is actually letting himself loose. Okay? He enjoyed the one season with Mike Vrabel as head coach. The early Yasiel Puig days with those Matt Kemp Dodgers and Vince Scully still announcing were the best days. Yasiel Puig was a beast. What happened to that guy? Talks about Kauffman Stadium. For 3 consecutive years, I was led to believe this guy was the sleeper MVP. And I actually did believe. And he was talking about Wyatt Langford. Who has better hits, Shania Twain or Celine Dion? He said Shania. This is the part that kicked me. The sports world will never be the same when LeBron retires. Yes, it will. Because you're going to talk more about LeBron, what he could have did and what LeBron didn't do. And you're still going to have the LeBron Michael comment. And it's still going to talk. Horrible. Well, go give him some Twitter love. Give me Twitter love too if you want. We love the boy. All right. Guys, I'm out. We'll be back soon. Hopefully Sunday. See how everybody wins. Remember, you got the Bruins coming up, I believe, Saturday or Sunday night. And then you've got the Celtics Friday. They're in enemy building. Let's see how it goes. To everybody, this is Boston Concessions. I'm your host, Topher. Have a great evening to all. Or morning. Or whatever you believe in. Go get them.